everybody, and welcome to our channel. Today, at the time of filming, is the 18th of June 2025. I know it's not the end of the month yet, but I am away, so I'm pre-filming. So anything that comes after the 18th of June will not be in this reading. I've got two areas I really want to look at, and that is Charles and Camilla and Prince Louis, because Prince Louis is interesting at the minute. I'm going to explain further. But Charles, and then we'll do the overall energies so far of June for the UK royal family. So let's get to it. I'm just sensing a strange energy with Charles and Camilla, a deep unhappiness. I know, they're facing challenges. They've got family challenges. They've got monarchy challenges. They've got health challenges. They've got age challenges. And that could be just what it is. Um, but I just wanted to pull some cards on it. So show me the energy of Charles and Camilla, June 2025. Show me the energy of Charles and Camilla. When I keep shuffling to stop and look at my deck or stop and flip it, I keep getting the Four of Swords, which is health. Um, so there is worries over health. Show me the energy of Charles and Camilla in June. Three of Wands. Okay. The Chariot in reverse, which is like a slowing down energy, feeling stuck, feeling like, time is running out. Three of Wands in reverse. But also, as well, I've said this on the video, so I don't want to keep repeating myself, believe it or not. But there's a stage in their life where they're looking back at the things that they have said and done. And this happens to all of us at certain times. Oops. Ace of Wands in reverse, feeling defeated, feeling tired, losing their spark. Wheel of Fortune, but keeping going. There's an energy here of keeping going in order to not look at their stuff. And I'm feeling that Camilla's picking that up from Charles because Charles, I think, has always done that. I think he loves work and he throws himself into work, but I think work has been his escapism. And that can be a good thing, actually. Sometimes you do need to get your ass out there and get something done because you can't just wallow. But there's also the need to find a happy medium, if that makes sense. Knight of Cups, the Wish, the Battles, Five of Wands, and the Justice. They are going through a karmic stage. They did cause, even though some people want to look at them like they're the biggest fairy tale going, they are not. They never have been a fairy tale. There's always been other people involved and other casualties. Um, but they are in a stage of their life where it's catching up with them, whether you like it or not. Um, and I think this happens with everyone. Fast track karma clearing, I'm hearing. And this isn't about gloating when somebody, people cut their just desserts. That's not what karma is. Karma is what you give out to the universe, you get back. For example, I think there's an element of Camilla that possibly, I don't know, I'm going to pull on her actually. I'm going to pull on her. I'm going to pull. Knight of Cups, clarifier, please. Ace of Cups. Okay, Ace of Cups. But there is an enduring love here against all the odds. Balance, making use of the time they've got left. So how do they feel about how are they to with each other as a couple? How are they with each other as a couple? Charles and Camilla. How are they as a couple? Charles and Camilla. Whew. Fool at the bottom in reverse, so blocks. When he's upright, he's about taking a leap of faith. Um, Five of Swords, cleaning up. It feels as though it's become very routined. I had a feeling the other day that, a lot of the excitement and romance just isn't there for them, and even if it ever has been there, to be quite honest. Um, the Lovers in reverse, which when it's upright, it's a healthy, balanced relationship. It's health, it's healing, and it's in reverse. So the serious health issues, the Tower, shocks, clearing, Page of Swords, toxic things. I mean, he got a little bit bossy with her as well on the stand thing at Trooping of the Colour. Star in reverse, which is when it's upright, it's about clarity and healing. The Devil, they're not happy. They're not happy. One of you put in my comments that you genuinely feel that Charles is regretting it. That maybe he thought that, you know, Camilla was the one, but he's possibly realizing that she's not. That, bound together in all of this darkness. And, never finding grounding. Two of Pentacles. They're out of alignment as well. They're out of alignment with each other. Which read? I don't know which reading it was, but I said something about she's spending more and more time at Raymel. They're spending more and more time in separate homes. They come together to do the job, but yes, separate homes, separate lives, temperance, very cool. Ew. Two of Cups in reverse, which if this was a normal client and I was reading on their relationship right now, I'd be saying there are some serious problems within this relationship. You've got your two as a reader. When you're reading on a relationship, you're looking for certain cards and you're wanting to see certain things to see whether it's healthy or unhealthy. You're definitely wanting to see Lovers and Two of Cups, and you're definitely wanting to see them upright. When you start seeing them in reverse, there's something serious going on, especially when you bring the Devil and you get the Star in reverse. Now, anyone can have a bad day. They've had an argument or whatever, but there's some real deep-rooted issues between them as a couple. Um, how this deck will fare for this question, but show me the energy between Charles and Camilla. Ooh. Ooh. A change in focus. Change in focus. So a change in their relationship. It's got very heavy. Energy management. They don't have the energy for each other. Voice of the people, but they're showing up at public duties. They're more like, I don't even think they're more like friends, to be honest. The blame game, they're arguing. The blame game, they're blaming each other. They're, it's quite heavy energy, is this, by the way? Tyrannical leadership. We've seen, I know people have said his mum had just died, but we saw he does have a temper on him, does Charles. Make no bones about it, that's the saying. There is a temper there, and I think they can both go for it when they want. And the withheld knowledge. So there's stuff going on there that we don't know about. One more card on the pursuit of control. I mean, there are rumors online, and unless I got to be careful, and sometimes I'm not careful, but sometimes there can be rumors online. But there are a few rumors at the minute that Camilla's wanting certain things and wanting to. I mean, I remember the coronation. I really watched that coronation, and the amount of times that Camilla smirked during that coronation. Um, in those circumstances wasn't wise. Those circumstances, I mean, the way in which they got together. Um, and there's been a few things that I've seen, there may have been more, where it's been like, that's not your wisest move, Camilla. But these two are not happy. These two have manifested something in their lives that they're now having to live with. But again, it's part of their learning. And hopefully in future incarnations, they've learnt from this and they go on to have healthy, wholesome relationships. Um, But this pursuit of control, yuck. Deal made. These are the powers that were behind the throne. Intimidation. I don't like it. Anyway, how do they feel about us? How does Camilla feel about each other? How does Camilla feel about each other? That's interesting. Um, how does Camilla feel about Charles and vice versa? And then we'll step out of that and get our Louis involved because he is a legend. Very famous legend as well at the minute, bless him. Oh. So how does Charles feel about Camilla? How does Charles feel about Camilla? Ooh, God. Ooh. Right. So Three of Cups in reverse. There's three of us in this marriage. He regrets it. Um, health healing, retreating. Um, he's rejecting his younger self, younger Charles, and the decisions that young Charles made um, in relation to his marriage. The moon, the illusion, internal work, not like the internal conflict. And sorry, that does echo that when I whistle like that. Queen of Cups in reverse, which we know is Diana, the Queen of Hearts. Oh God, look how that's been laid down like that. The death of Diana. Um, God, Page of Pentacles and the actions and deeds in relation to that, and the judgment and the clearing. So I'm asking again, I'm looking for certain things in relation to how a partner feels about another partner, and I'm just not seeing the other partner here at all. The deceit, the trickery, needing to release that. And we'll do one more card, an illusion. So he's not happy. I'll do a card from the Trish James Oracle. I'll put this, I might not actually, because with this being away, this is called the Governance Oracle by Trish James, and it was a gift to me. I kind of like it, actually. I've ordered some more of hers. What does Charles feel about Camilla? What does Charles feel about Camilla? One card. Ooh, God. Negative impact and miss. Ooh, God. Dodging the question is dodging the question. But the other card at the bottom was misuse of funds. So there's something here with the misuse of funds. Money issues, will issues going on. Wowzers. So how does Camilla feel about Charles? Do we even want to know? How does Camilla feel about Charles? Ooh, releasing heartbreak. So he's broke her heart and she's releasing it. Judgment in reverse, but struggling to. This is weird. King of Wands, very cold. We're also overusing her authority with him. There's a dominance here. Ooh, yeah. There's a dominance with her because there is for although Charles has a bit of a temper on him, there's also vulnerability about him. Um, and there's a dominance motherly role here, but not the right type of motherly role. Jeez Louise, Page of Cups, the wish. Be careful what you wish for because you might just get the Three of Cups. She's got it upright. Interesting. Let's keep pulling. The moon. I said ages ago in a reading, I feel there's a woman in Charles's life, a companion. Four of Swords in reverse, which when it's upright is about healing and retreat. When it's interesting, we start off with Three of Swords in reverse, which is about letting go of heartbreak, but we end, no, we're not going to end there. We're going to keep with the Queen of Cups, the ghost of Diana, the strength, Page of Pentacles in reverse. No, not Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, clarifier. I'm hearing Diana's words at this point going, they're in a right old mess. The Lovers. Ooh, Magician as well. There's a gleefulness here with Camilla of being the winner. I said that. You saw it. I saw it. And I know many others saw it in that coronation. The smirks and there's a gleefulness here. What comes after the Knight of Pentacles? Ace of Wands and a transition. Let me pull a card from this deck and then we'll go on to Louis. What does Camilla feel about you? Oh, God. Controlled speech. That's just fallen out as well as other cards. Domestic priority, health regulation. One more card. Oh, God. Is that the only one that's fallen out? Beneficial impact. Worried about herself going forward, her role going forward. Look, yeah, controlled speech, health regulation. It's all about his health when he transitions, wills and stuff like that, titles. Because, she's going to be at the mercy of William. God. Anyway, right. Woof. Leo, Louis. I'm reading on Louis. I know he's a child, so we're not going to be doing the Radiant right away on him. Um, and the reverses and all of that, because he's only a child. But the trooping of the colour energy around Louis just made me giggle. The two things that I saw was they were obviously going clip clop in the carriage, and I think yeah, they waved or they screamed Louis, or he went or something like that, and his little face, he was like literally being shouted at in a good way, Louis, Louis, and wait and really lapping up the crowds, bless him. Um, but then there was something on the balcony where every time Louis waved, it was like a cheer went up. So he kept doing it, and then George nudged him. And I was like, there could be a dynamic there between George and Louis if William and Catherine don't step in with that. Um, it's a sad situation, isn't it? Because there's so much pressure put on the heir. I know Louis is not the spare, but yeah. But let's read on Louis. I did my say I tuned in. I didn't tune into it like I would an adult, but one of the words I heard was that he's had a lifetime as a King of Scotland, as Louis. So Louis, Prince Louis, and he's got another lifetime, which I think I will pull on, but I won't share it in a minute yet. The Eight of Pentacles. He knows his worth. He's a gift that keeps on giving. He's bold. He's going to be, a trendsetter, a trailblazer. Two of Cups. Upright. Okay. Two of Cups. Upright. So this is someone that's in alignment. I feel as though he's possibly got a lot of his incarnations behind him. Three of Swords, there is a sadness there. He does hold heartbreak from previous incarnations. This could make sense, actually. I'll share it with you in a minute. Yeah, the Emperor. Past kings, but he's not just being a king, he's being kings. The Ace of Cups, learning to be gentle and loving. And the Strength. One more card. And the Nine of Wands. But he will need to be managed, Louis. They will need to manage him because I did sense this yesterday that Catherine and William are becoming aware that he's becoming famous, and he is famous, and that can give you a real inflated ego. So there is some concern with William and Catherine that it doesn't affect him because, fame does affect people. You stand on a balcony as a little child and you wave your little hand and the bloody crowd roars at you. That is going to affect your ego. So they're trying to just keep him grounded. Bless him. Most famous little boy in the world, I think he is. Um, Card for William and Catherine in relation to Louis, Prince Louis, the hanged man. Oh, Ten of Cups. Look at that at the bottom. And the Hanged Man. He's a gift. He's brought them a lot of joy, Louis. He feels uncomplicated, does Louis? Look at him there. Can you see him there? He feels like the leader of the family, to be honest. All eyes on him. That's interesting. There's no George there. There's Charlotte there. Let's pull on that. George and Louis. King of Wandsworth and the High Priestess. Because George is going to be king if all goes well. So Charlotte and I hope they don't let history repeat itself. I think they'll try their best not to. But it almost feels as though, George is the king in waiting. The responsibility is aware of it. He feels it deeply. Whereas Charlotte and Louis are more free to enjoy each other. Um, and there's more of a fun element with those two. And that's not dissing George, by the way, but he feels like a deeper feeling young man. Right. So last night I was thinking about this read and I kept thinking about Prince George, not Prince George, Prince Louis. And then I went in my brain, I was like, oh, so when I read on Lord Louis tomorrow, and I was like, Lord Louis. And I was like, not Lord Louis, it's Prince Louis. And straight away I was like, oh no. Because Lord Louis Mountbatten there is stuff online about him. Whether it's true or not, who knows? But one of the things I feel, and this could account for the Three of Swords, that pain and difficulty releasing that, and why in his current incarnation as Prince Louis, he wants to be more fun and less restriction, if that makes sense. Um, but I feel as though Prince Louis is the reincarnation of Louis Mountbatten. I think it's Lord Louis Mountbatten. Let's pull a card on it. Let's gather these cards up. And then we'll do a general read for June for the Royal Family Summing Up Energy. And then we'll move on. Put those back in as well. So is Louis Mountbatten? It's funny, isn't it, if he is, because Lord Louis Mountbatten wanted full dominance in the Windsors and have Mountbatten as the name of now look at Louis taking the centre stage, taking the attention. Bless his little cotton socks, the magician coming in. And you cycle the world. He's gone through a lot of healing. I feel he is, but I think he has purged a lot of that heavy, let's just call it heaviness, because I know there are rumours online about Louis Mountbatten. I'm not going to read on that today. Maybe I'll do a historical read on it. Um, but I feel as though he has transmuted a lot of that and learnt to balance something. Um, the world, the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, the rebirth, the Hierophant, wisdom, spiritual wisdom. The Queen of Swords, new direction, new destiny. I'm hearing we all have lifetimes where we purge a lot of shadow so we can do a lot of crazy stuff. And then we can have another lifetime where it's much lighter. Um, but it is important that he has grounding, Prince Louis. Ace of Wands, a new beginning, and one more card. And the Page of Swords, bringing in the old warrior energy of Louis Mountbatten. Interesting, interesting. Right, let's read on the general energies of. Oh God, my deck's mixed up. Oh God, what's happened there? The general energies of June. Like I said at the beginning of this video, um, this is only the 18th of July, 18th, 19th, 18th. So anything that comes after won't be in this. Summing up the energies in the UK royal family in June. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, they are thinking about the future and new beginnings. There is a darkness at the bottom. I'm wondering if this is all the twerking stuff that we've been seeing. There is darkness that they're trying to shift through and trying to heal and trying to transmute. They're trying to rebirth something. I feel William is at the head of this, going from one reign to another, trying to simplify things as well. Five of Cups. So there's loss and having to look at the self. That stuff with Harry, it has run deep. And I think I've said in my Troop in the Colour reading, something's happening with Harry behind the scenes that we're not being told. Um, and there's been a lot of focus on that, a lot of healing in relation to that. Six of Swords, a transition. These cards came up in the Troop in the Colour reading. Troop in the Colour, not of the colour, Claire. Um, two more cards. Five of Swords, cleaning up, needing to clean up. There is something gone on in June with Harry and Meghan. Illusion, Seven of Cups, many plates going on. Um, and that's it. There is a playlist on our channel, CTGT Tarot, called CT's Roll Tarot. So if you want to have a watch of that and work your way through them, you can. Thanks for watching. Give me a wave emoji in the comment section for Louis. Okay, so thanks for watching. Love to all. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.